More than a dot, more than a dot.
Join the More Than a Dad family by following us on Instagram, subscribing to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to join our Facebook group for daily questions, motivation, dad jokes, and new dad tips. If you enjoy our podcast, please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Be sure to like, comment, and share our content with other parents. Last but not least, make sure you check out our new merch. The link is in the bio of our Instagram as well as the description of this YouTube video. We are truly grateful and thanks for supporting More Than a Dad.
Welcome to More Than a Dad podcast. I'm your host, Dre Moore. Got my co-host, Lou Mo.
What's good?
And today, we got one of my close friends here, Tone.
Papa Bear Nip in the building, you know.
on Instagram, if you
What's up, man? How's dad life?
You know, it's dad life.
Stay close to the mic, bro.
Oh, my bad, bro. You know, it's dad life, man. You know, living, working, taking care of these kids. You know, fixing stuff in the house, fixing breakfast, washing clothes. It's dad life.
Oh, you in the trenches? You in the day to day?
Yeah, you know.
All right.
It's
What's up, bro? Listen, man. You was one of my first friends that was a stepdad before he was a real dad.
right.
So I want to.
Stepdads is real dads, though. That's how I play the game.
That's a good
I
answer.
beat your real dad up.
Oh, man.
Look,
So what advice would you give to somebody in that situation?
what, being a stepdad?
Yeah.
Just be open to everything. Like the relationship between the mom and the dad, the different ways your relationship can go with your stepchild, how they receive you, how they respect you, how they talk to you, all that.
All right.
You know what I mean? Shit get wild. Stuff get wild sometimes. You gotta, you know what I mean? You just gotta call audible sometimes. You know, you gotta
True.
change the play up sometimes just to accommodate them, to accommodate, you know, the mom, the real dad, everybody.
Yeah, that's true. Being a step parent myself, you know, like I feel like it's difficult because it's just like trying, like, you know, like when it's your kid, like you kind of could just go crazy. Like if it's my blood, like I kind of could just. You don't gotta be you gotta be considerate, but you don't really have to consider somebody else in that situation.
True.
Because there's nobody else to answer. Like it's only answering to me.
Yeah, but it's different. All right, so I didn't have my first biological kid till I was in my mid-30s. So I was like a stepdad like 4 times. Before, you know what I'm saying?
I
So
forgot. That's
right.
That's
So
like
I've
your
been-
MO.
Right, that's my thing. Like I was stepdaddy like 4 times before it locked in. So I was cool. Like I had the techniques. I had the things hit out somewhere. You know what I mean? I was good to go by the time it was locked in. It was like, all right, I'm cool. I know how this go. I know how it works. Yeah.
True.
No, but being a stepdad, I do feel you, Dre, on that. Like, if there is nobody else to answer to. Like, I guess in some situations, you know, the other dad, whoever is involved, so you kind of like, even with like discipline, right?
Right.
You'll be like, you got to run that past somebody, or like it could be some backlash on how you impulsively handled it. You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
So like, I think you don't, like you said, it's just in your mind. You don't have to consider somebody else, and there's nobody else to report this to. You know what I mean? Because it's like, because it's going to get back to somebody, right? It's going to get back to the other parent.
You know what's crazy? Let's talk about discipline for a second. I ain't trying to run y'all show now, but I'm just going to say discipline. So I caught the most heat from my daughter's mom. Like I didn't have no smoke from the out. I mean, I don't know what Cubs was doing. That don't got nothing to do with it. But we got into wars about discipline because I'm not a hands-on discipline person.
Right.
Like I don't I don't hit women. I don't hit children. I don't hit nobody. Like, I just don't hit people. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes down to it, and it's like,
Yeah, I seen you hit
it's like
people.
a month. Okay, we don't got to talk about that. when her mom,
What about that time you almost put me to sleep, bro?
that was an accident. When her mom would get, you know what I'm saying, like, it would be an issue between me and her, because it's like, I'm not cool with
Physical.
touching kids. Yeah, I don't. But physical discipline, that's just not my thing.
And
So before we even get to the outside thing, we got to deal with the inside thing. And like, this not finna happen on my watch.
Okay.
Like, that's not, you not touching kids in front of me. That's just point blank period. It's not happening.
So what's your hard stance on like why you were opposed to physical discipline?
Because his mom used to be treating him.
She did used to treat me, but I'm not big on assaulting people that can't defend themselves.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you hitting a person that can't defend themselves. They 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How they gonna defend themselves?
Right.
Because when it come time to when they 14, 15, 16, 18, and you pull that, it get greasy. You can't. It's a different story. Like, you
Like,
can't,
once you open the door,
right?
you
Once
can't.
you open that door to, like, okay, when we have a disagreement, it's physical.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you shouldn't be that shouldn't be the first tool you have to handle altercation. It just shouldn't be. So if you're teaching a 2, 3, 4, 5-year-old that stance to a person that can't defend themselves, they can't block that. They can't hit you back. They can't stop you from doing it. But then when they turn 13, 14, 15, what you think they're going to do when they got a disagreement with somebody?
Right.
It's not going to be talk it out. It's not going to be figure out why our differences is. It's going to be, I'm going to play the dentist and knock your teeth out. And we can't do that.
No, I feel that.
That's it.
That's a fact. So, like, you growing up, it was you, your mom, your sister,
Right.
your grandpa, for the
Grandpa.
most part.
Right.
But your mom's still like a single mom,
Right.
even though your grandpa is
Was there, right?
around.
Right.
I do want you to speak on your grandpa too at some point. But
Right.
growing up, like, being a son and that, and, you know, of a single mom, like, how you think that affected you?
Being real, I think it messed me up a little bit. Like, I had emotional reactions to a lot of stuff. It threw me off a little bit. Like, I wasn't taught how to react like a man. Like, how to not remove emotion all the way from the situation, but to also think logically.
Right.
So everything in the situation with your mom it's emotional. I do something in the crib, she automatically take it personal. Now we got to go there, and it's like, oh, I didn't mean that. And now we can't even have a conversation because you going up top on me because you think I'm disrespecting you, and I'm a boy. So now you got to enforce your power on me because I'm bigger than you now. And you got to feel like you got to get physical with me. And it's not that. It's like, I didn't even mean the disrespect. I didn't know it was going there, but now, you know what I mean, now. So when I get out in school or whatever, like I had an incident and I was in kindergarten where the same dude, kindergarten and first grade, I got in trouble for bringing a weapon to school. Because Buddy was like, what was his name? The crazy thing was,
We don't need his name. We don't need his name.
I don't know cuz name no more. The crazy thing was he had the same name as Big. Cuz name was like, I'm sorry. It wasn't. It was either Christopher Wallace or Christopher Robin. I can't remember which one it was.
Right.
But
Shout out to
we
him.
got it. Shout out to you, cuz, wherever you at. I don't know, kindergarten, whatever. But we used to get into it every day in the coat closet, bro. Like every day. I'm just like, all right. I got something for cuz. So I had like wire hangers and knives in my backpack. Like, it was going down in that joint, bro.
Yo.
And it was just such an emotional response to like, just like basic
Right. a basic
courtroom,
situation.
yeah,
right.
but I was just so emotional as a kid. Like, I was just like, the
That was World
anger
War
and the,
X.
yeah, it's like, I'm just going to go there with cuz.
Yo, Tone was gonna get him up off me one way or
Yeah,
another.
like, and I always been short. I mean, we was both husky, but he was a little bit taller than me, so I was just like, all right, I would give him some time. He gonna give me some time, but
Had the revolutionary tactics.
yeah, I had the tactics, had them things set out, and then that's what's gonna happen to cuz, and that's what it was gonna be. And the crazy thing is, my grandpa caught me. My grandpa would always catch me, bro. At everything I did, he would stop me before I did some goofy stuff.
Right.
Every time. And he caught me that time. He called, let me see your book bag. And it was in there. Every time, bro.
We don't condone violence on More Than a Dad podcast.
I was a child. I was responding emotionally. We were talking about, how
Right.
being raised predominantly by your mom, it just makes you an emotional man. Like, it makes you react in a way that you're not thinking. I mean, granted, I was 5 or 6, whatever, but I think if I had an active dad, it would have been a different response to,
Right.
that altercation,
Right.
those altercations.
That's a fact. Now, like, me and Luke grew up, 2 parents in the household, and like that's just something that like you big on today. Like
Now,
yeah, like having 2 people in the household that come from that situation.
Yeah, definitely. Like not having, or not having my actual pop there. Yeah, I don't want my kids growing up like that, man.
Right.
Like, it's just certain things you miss out on, certain things you don't learn, you don't grow. In my opinion, you don't grow up properly without that grounded guidance that you get from from a male, from the male perspective. It's not there when it's just your mom there.
True.
It don't come through right.
True.
So you stick it out, you try to raise them the best you can, and that's what it is.
Cause that's funny. Cause when you come through and you might come look at my car for something wrong, and you always say that like, I don't really see my life without waking up to them every day.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah,
It's not happening.
like in those
There's
situations.
no situation that's gonna have me thinking I'm not gonna be in the house with my kids. This is not gonna happen. Whatever it is, I'm in the house with my kids,
That's a fact.
and there's nothing changing that. Nothing.
I love that. It's so honorable, bro. I
I
love it.
mean, it gets tough sometimes, but you gotta do what you gotta do.
Nah, that's important because like I said, we had our pops in the crib, and I feel like just having that presence, it do a lot for you. Some, it depends because sometimes like you be having people in the crib that just be bad influences. You know what I'm saying? But
I mean, we had those too. I had uncles and my grandpa. I mean, they were positive and negative. Like, I had an uncle that that's where I get my hands from when it comes to like fixing cars and fixing things on the crib. He was nice, but I mean, I also got my first drink of beer at like 4. So it's like it's a positive and a negative.
Yeah.
Like I probably got a drinking problem, but I also can pull your transmission out with 2 crates in the jack
Fix
stand.
the transmission
That's
on the
it.
block.
More
That's
Than a
it.
Dad podcast that does not promote underage drinking.
It's mad disclaimer.
I mean, that's just what it is. That's what, it's a different experience, and it's positives and it's negatives. Like it's things that I can do or that I've been through as a guy that had those uncles that weren't necessarily on the up and up all the time, but you prepare for different situations that a guy that might, if your pop, your straight edge pop always handles certain things for you. Now you got to go ask him for, how do I do this? How do I do that? How do I handle this situation or whatever like that? And then,
Right.
it's certain things that my uncles taught me. And it was like, all right, well, all right, when I'm 14, 15, 16, I know how to handle this. It might not be a legal way to handle it, but I'm going to handle the situation.
Oh my
That's
God. More Than a Dad podcast does not promote illegal activity.
Hey, yo. Wolf like, man, how we sign up to bring going on,
Bro,
on this
don't
job?
get my podcast canceled. We worked hard for this.
I haven't promoted anything negative. I haven't used.
Listen,
I think I used one curse word so far.
Listen.
But
Tone did
we
that,
working
so
on it.
hopefully you don't have to go.
don't have to go
you don't
through
have
that.
to go
That's
through
it.
that, cuz that's it. You know what I'm
That's it.
saying? I ain't asked you to do all that. But no, I agree with that because like I feel like it's stuff that like, you know, like my pop did that was just like questionable judgment, and it's like you here and you gave me a whole lot of good at the same time. That's why I say you take my good, leave my bad, because like I had to learn that, you know, from my pop. Like my pop had bad habits, like I got bad habits, and did a lot of things that it's like, oh. You make certain behaviors acceptable because I see you do it, even though it's not. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But sometimes that bad protect you
From what? From you doing
from the
it?
evils.
Yeah,
Sometimes them bad habits your pops got.
I mean, yeah,
They protect you from things that
That's a fact.
That's-
Yeah,
Right.
It's-
they keep you secure.
I mean, once you learn how to differentiate, right, you can decipher what you going to take from whoever you looking up to.
Right.
So you learn what not to do and what to do. But you have to, you know, through time of watching somebody, like, I don't like the consequences that come with that one.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? So you differentiate. It's just like, I have this conversation with my wife all the time. Like, you know, they want to censor everything, right? You know, the kids can't play Grand Theft. They can't watch these type of movies. Don't watch Boys in the Hood. Don't watch all these movies. Don't listen to this type of music. And it's like, man, we listened to the craziest music growing up, and I still ain't shot nobody.
Right. That's a
You,
fact.
you know what I mean? But I learned to pull what I pull from it. It might get me hyped for my football game. You know, when this person is talking about this type of thing, it might motivate me to want to be better in life, you know, but I had to differentiate. And I just think at a certain age as a kid, you're going to differentiate. You know, whether you're following after your big brother or your dad, you're going to learn what you don't want to do. Like I learned what not to do by my brother by a lot. You know, and he always say, I'm the older brother. I walk through the door first for you. He always tell me, he reminds me that all the time. Like I had a kid at 19. I dropped out of school. You know, he always say, I was the example for you. It was easy for you just to stay to the right and not follow me down the left. Like it's quite easy. So I just throw that on top of what you guys saying. Like, you know, being able to differentiate is really, really important.
That's a fact. Yeah, since you touched on your grandpa, and like, you know, being your grandpa was the predominant male figure in your life growing up.
That's a fact.
You know, he's older the same way like we got older dads. You know what I'm saying? Like Lou dad was older, my dad was older. So it's like, what are some of the takeaways you think come from just growing up under older people?
Responsibility was a big thing with him. Being able to use your hands regardless of what your profession was going to be.
Right.
Since I was 3, 4, and maybe that's why I'm a mechanic now, but it was like since I'm 3 and 4, it was like old school bumper jacks, jacking the car up, doing brake, wrong tools for everything, but we got it done. Throwing sheetrock up, I mean, brick and mortar walls and everything. You know what I mean?
Right.
That was I mean, we didn't have a lot of.
That's why you be in the crib breaking stuff now.
That's a fact, but I fixed it. But we didn't have a lot of like life conversations like
That you wish you would
love
have.
and all that, like relationship and all them
Right.
conversations. It was like you a man, you handle responsibilities, you fix stuff, and that's what you do. And the girls get the frilly stuff. That's how I got. Like my grandpa was like 70-something when I was born. You know what I mean? So it was just like,
Right.
it wasn't none of this new school stuff, bro. It was just like, I wake you up at 6. We got a contract with the government for this, for like, we
My
going
man
down the
was
V
70s
Street.
just moving around.
Bro, everything. Like, we go down, we got a contract here, we got to cut this grass, whatever. We got to work on this wall, we got to do this, boom, boom, boom. And it was like a full day's work. Like, I've never worked 8 hours with this man. It was like 10, 12, 13 hours, bro. And he'd be like, here go $25. And some Gatorade.
Bro,
And a ham sandwich.
bro, more than
Like-
a dad podcast does not promote child work laws.
No, we need that. These youngers is soft, bro. Like, you need to have that in your life of like working for real, like working, like. And I get it, like it's all the new technology and like cats got computers and then we can type up stuff and we'll do job. But you need to know how to like, all right, if the toilet break, I need to know how to fix this. If I go out in the front yard and a little wall out front and the steps is messed up, I need to know how to mix the cement to the water and pour that and smooth that out and put the wood up and do all that. We need that. We gotta have that for the youngest, man. You learn that. That's free game.
Google. YouTube.
No, because when we was at the Pep Boys, Tone used to be.
No way, boy.
Listen, man, Tone used to be sick. Grown men pull up like, yeah,
I can't put wiper blades on. How you can't put wiper blades on? You're 30.
Hey, Tone, I don't know how we friends, bro. I pull up for everything. Yo, Tone, can you check my
And
oil?
sometimes I would question myself, like, why is this big 6'5", 280 brother sitting up here talking about, yo, how I check my oil? Like, I mean, people grow up different. I get it, whatever. But it's certain things I'm supposed to know as a man, from my grandpa that I was just taught. Like, I'm not certain things. I'm not paying other men to do.
Bro, we were happy to drive the car, not fix the car. Like, I just don't pride myself on being able to fix the car. Now, I would love to. I'm not opposed to. I'm just saying that's not in my toolbox yet. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I still haven't paid a man to come in my house and fix anything. Oh, I'm lying. The roof. I'm not getting on roof. I don't bang on heights. My roof,
man, listen.
he can touch it. Anything else, anything below the roof in my house, I'm
cool.
fixing or I'm going to find out how to fix.
That's cool, cuz said this. We on the phone. He got a leak somewhere. He called me like, yeah, I'm trying to find this leak. He done put a hole in the wall.
And 3 walls.
He on the phone like, yo, the leak not even coming from here. Hole already in the wall, though. Like, cuz, you got to call.
But I found it and I
was
fixed
downstairs one day trying to fix the hot water heater, forgot to hook the gas line up, went to go turn the
gas pouring out, whatever. You wait, let it clear out for 15 minutes, hit the match. All right, it's cool. Hook it back up and you good to go.
What if you would have hit the match and the joint would have just...
You live and you learn.
God
God would have learned you, bro.
It's the Matrix.
Dog, he ain't coming back, dog. All right. Another thing I wanted you to touch on. Your relationship with your pop.
Oh, man.
What you mean?
All right. What we talking?
You know, like, just like how you think that affected you as a parent.
It made me more, I guess, stubborn or headstrong about not being outside of the crib.
Right.
Like, so my pop, you know, like a lot of people probably had a few problems in the 80s. Everybody knew what was happening in the 80s. And that's how that was going. So it was like when I wanted to see my pop, we had to come home. We had certain routes that we would take when I would come home, that would go through the strip, you know, just so I could see my pop or whatever. It was like, you know, and that was the only time I would see him. And that was it. Like that's just what it was. Like if he wasn't on the strip that day, I didn't see him.
So what's that like? Like what's that like when you pull up and he on the strip? Like y'all have conversation or you just breeze through?
It depends on the day. Sometimes we pull up, like it's a few memorable moments. Like we will have so the strip. I'm from DC. The strip that he would be on would be where Bladensburg Road and New York Avenue would meet, and it was like 2 gas stations, a KFC. Eventually, when Checkers came, they put the Checkers over there. It was a little beef pit joint, Hog on the Hill, whatever like that, and that was it. And then a couple of hotels, whatever. So we would pull up. If he was there, he was there. Like sometimes we'd pull up. If he was doing good for a couple months, he might have gained a little weight. He might be 200-something pounds, and then we'll pull up at the end of the summer, and Buddy might be like 175. And we knew what time it was. I mean, he put me on to certain stuff like, you know, KFC throw the food away in the back. They might rob him a couple times, and they started putting the food into the trash bags and sitting it to the side so they wouldn't get robbed at night. He showed me how to clean cars. He showed me what areas to stay away from, what areas to hit. not hit, but you know.
Right.
Yo, More Than a Dad podcast does not promote.
It's a different type of education. It was
Like what
I'm
you
not
got
gonna-
from him was like some.
it was
real
essential.
life, right?
It was
Like-
it was essential for certain situations that you might need that information for.
right.
You know what I mean? And I'm appreciative for it. At this point, we have a great relationship now. You know what I mean?
Right.
He a great grandpa to my kids and sent Christmas gifts and talked to them and all that cool stuff. And it's all
So
good now.
even in that, like, cause that's a whole another thing. Like I don't think nobody ever talk about, and we talk about it behind the scenes. Just like how hard was that to just like repair that relationship by the time you became an adult? Like you've been absent for all this time, and now, like that I'm an adult, you know, like now we got to try to have some sort of relationship.
It was difficult at first when I was in my teenage years and my early 20s. It was a lot of resentment, a lot of hate, a lot of anger.
Right.
And then like as I got older and started dealing with real life, it was like, oh, all right, like I wouldn't have handled it like that, but I could see how somebody handled it like that. So it was just like, man, it is what it is. Like you move the best way that you can move and the way that with the tools that you had. And I mean, I still have issues with the way it was handled, but nothing's going to change. I can't go back to 89 and be like, yo, you didn't buy me this tricycle. You stole my Nintendo and sold it for crack. Like, I can't. Like, it's like, it happened. Like, I can't. What are we arguing about now? Like, I don't.
No, I mean that's mature.
You know what I mean? It's
Yo,
like,
some people hold on to that.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
That's mature, bro.
People don't use, like, I don't, it doesn't matter now. Like,
Right.
Do you remember the first time y'all had a very like a closure conversation to that? Have y'all ever?
we never had a closure conversation.
Y'all never had a closure
We
conversation,
just moved forward.
and you think he appreciates that?
I don't know. We never had a conversation about it. I don't care if he appreciates it. he get to be he get to be a granddad. I get to be a dad, and that's what it is.
Okay. Listen, I'm gonna leave it right there, bro. Go ahead, Dre.
So now, you know, like you a dad, like an older dad. You know, what's that like? You know what I'm saying? Like, you glad that you waited to have kids, or you feel like you waited too long?
No, I waited way too long. My honest opinion is I should have had one in high school, bro.
That's one extreme to another extreme, bro.
I should have just did it. Like I should have just did it. Like I waited, I held on to it. I'm just like, I'm on wait. I'm trying to have this family and all these like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Family
All these
Matters,
false, like-
these false like these dreams, and like it was just like I should have just did it early.
So if you would have did it in high school, you would still be like, yo, there's no way I'm parenting outside the household with a chick you was with in high school.
I don't know. Maybe I would. Maybe I wouldn't have. But at 40, I could do what I want to do. Now I got a grown kid. But
Right.
now it's like I'm pushing 40 with a 4-year-old. That's my son not gonna be grown till I'm almost 60.
Right.
Like that's, you know what I'm saying? Like that's a different mile. I see cats out here that had kids when they was 14, 15, 16. It's like they play
More
ball.
Than a Dad podcast does not promote people having kids at 14,
But what I'm
15,
saying is
16.
like these cats can still ball. They can still ball when their kids are teenagers in their early 20s. The kid 20,
Your hip
they
bad,
might be
bro.
45. Yeah, my hip is tore. By the time my son, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to walk by the time my son is balling.
Cause you're
Like, I
gonna be
don't
able to
know.
walk, cuz.
Like I don't know that.
You're gonna be able to walk, cause you put a lot
I
of
need
bad,
surgeries
you put a lot
and
of
all
bad
that
stuff
now.
in your
When
body.
I'm pushing 40. I'm barely. By the time he's 20, I'm gonna be 58 or something.
Jeez.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like we should just got it over early and just dealt with the financial, and then just got to it.
Yo, you gotta chill, bro. I feel like you rolling a bad. I feel like you rolling a bad dice. I feel like my listeners are probably all like, "What is he talking about?" Listen, let's just talk about it. So you have the kid at 17 years old,
Right.
You and Shorty don't work out. You end up on the support by the time you 20.
Right.
You don't start making 6 figures and good paper until you mid 20s, pushing 30.
That's when you need it. That's when he went to Jordan. Right now, listen. Right now, they're young. They don't need nothing. I bought J's and all that. Thought I was the cool pop. I got J's I had to send to other people because he never wore them. You know what he wear? Spider-Man. $13. I bought 16 pair of them joints. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't need the money when you're young, when they're young. You don't need it.
Says who?
What do you need it for?
Daycare.
Oh, they got grandmoms.
Oh, that's your situation.
Yeah, like I
Don't be out here giving my listener this bad advice, bro.
I mean,
young boy right here. He don't need to hear. He need to have a young right
Even
now.
with what's daycare? $200 a week?
Yeah, right. Daycare like $1,400 a month.
Lou send his kids to
For a
really,
year.
really good daycare.
Yeah, I don't listen.
I ain't gonna hold you.
Listen,
I ain't never paid
You're not
1400
doing that, bro. Like I don't.
I respect
We got
you, though, bro.
aunties,
You know
we got sisters, we got cousins. Utilize them people. The village. We were just talking about the village, right? The village will raise your children, man. We don't. No, the village.
Everybody don't have one of those. and not to mention, that's why I watch Osa and work every day because I can't afford the $1,400.
Well, that's what it is then.
Right.
Like, what we talking about here? You make it happen.
Go figure
as
it out.
As a pop, as a dad, you make it happen. As a mom, y'all had the sister on here. She was talking her thing. You make it happen. Whatever you have to do as a parent, you make it happen. You got to make it happen.
I feel that.
Whether you 17 or 45.
Man, you're going to have all these 17-year-old dads out here selling crack and stuff like that. That's what you're going to more than that does not promote selling crack. But the point is you're going to have all the stress on this young man and he's going to be out here having to go.
These youngers don't have to do that no more, man. You can go out here and make a trap beat. Be a rapper or something. I don't know. You can work with your hands. Be a carpenter. You don't need to be 30 to be a carpenter. Learn how to do some plumbing. You can learn how to. I'm not promoting dropping out of school, but it's not that hard to be a plumber, to be a carpenter, to be a mechanic.
It requires a high school diploma. Don't listen to Tom. GED, something.
It requires being nice with your hands. If you learn it from a young age,
you're going to have the skills to pay the bills.
You got the skills. They got the skills, man.
Nah,
you don't need a diploma to hang sheetrock, bro. You don't need a diploma to hang sheetrock. You don't need a diploma
right, so we're gonna get into this and then we're gonna play this game we call documented quality time. So okay, it's cool to be able to do these things with your hands, right? But when you get the search, you get the bread for doing them, right? So it's just like if I was an electrician, I can run in here and charge y'all $150 an hour. But if I go get the search to do it, who to say that I can't charge you $500 an hour? And who's to say that the money isn't more consistent? Now the skill is priceless. That's what I'm saying. That's what I think you're talking about. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Don't have the kids dropping out of school like they don't need some of these other steps. I'm not
telling nobody to drop out of school. What I'm telling you is, it's not on you. You need to learn something, learn a skill, learn an ability, and use it to your advantage. That's what I'm saying.
More Than a Dad does not promote dropping out of school. So get into this game. We play this game here called Documented Quality Time, where it's kind of like we make the dads or the moms choose this or that. So Dre got some questions for you.
All right.
Dude, so what you more likely to be doing? Playing football with your son?
Playing football.
You didn't even
what's the second?
Stopping him from climbing up the curtains like Spider-Man.
Playing. Oh.
Yeah, I seen your son.
Yeah. We probably doing both at the same time, bro. Like he probably run up the wall and I throw the pass to him. He jump off and catch it. That's how it go.
All right, what you more likely to be doing? Grilling out back or teaching Vaughn how to bake a cake?
Grilling out back.
Are you ain't gonna teach Vaughn how to bake a cake?
Yeah, but she like to grill out back too.
Oh, all right.
They all like to grill.
You got them on board. All right. What you more likely to be doing? Playing catch or being a human punching bag?
Being a human punching bag. They don't like to play catch. They like to fight. Every day I come home from work, I put my bag down. It's a fight. I wake up in the morning. It's a fight. It's always a fight. The first question they ask me is, "You want to fight?" And that's what it is.
For real?
That's what it is every time.
It's cool. We raising confrontational kids over here too.
Indeed.
My son every night, Daddy, you want to fight?
That's what we got, bro.
Yeah, man. Tone, we want to thank you for coming and bless the
Yeah, I
audience.
appreciate you, man. You know what I'm
So
saying?
good.
Mad disclaimers and stuff.
Yeah, stay in school.
Don't do crack.
Definitely don't do crack.
No, we want to thank everybody for listening and tuning in. The support has been unbelievable, guys. I
Had them
appreciate it
kids
so
early,
much.
baby.
We are out of here. Until next time, we catch y'all.
Appreciate it.
More than that. More than that.